Many of us would say that water is the lifeblood of Mother Earth. It is so important in terms of its flow from the rivers to the lakes, to the streams, to the creeks. And one of the reasons why we say it is so important is because it has a sacred and spiritual aspect to it. And that spirituality is sacred because itself has energy.
When we first started talking about water in our teachings and ceremonies, Sema is always offered first to what we want from the water, what we want from our ceremonies, and what we need. The teachings that I get from elders at home is that we need to respect water. One of the most important teachings in our community is taking care of our water.
The TPU stands for Territorial Planning Unit, which is a department at Grand Council Treaty 3. And Grand Council itself is the traditional form of government within the Treaty 3 territory, where Grand Council works to protect, preserve, and enhance inherent treaty rights for the Treaty 3 peoples. The TPU itself is guided by Manitou, Aki, and Akinagewin, which translates to the Great Earth Law. And the TPU works to protect the lands, waters, and resources within the 55,000 square miles of Treaty 3 territory. So the CBM program at the TPU is a community-based monitoring program where we work with the 28 Treaty 3 communities within the territory to discuss environmental issues that each community is facing, and where we work with youth to build capacity, where ultimately youth go out and collect environmental monitoring data for their community.
The ISD Experimental Lakes area is a freshwater research station in northwestern Ontario where we do whole ecosystem science to understand implications and the impacts that humans are having on freshwater systems. We work with kids, school groups, teachers, the general public. We've heard from elders and natural resource managers from Treaty 3 communities that the kind of field-based science that we do out here has the real potential to inspire young people to get involved in environment and environmental monitoring. And so that connected with a real interest by communities in knowing what's going on in their own area and their own lakes has led to a collaboration with Treaty 3 on community-based monitoring. We have a series of small boreal lakes that we have manipulated, doing things like studying acid rain, eutrophication or algal blooms throughout the ecosystem. So we study fish and chemistry and insects and zooplankton, and then we try and understand how all of those things are connected and how they're being impacted.
Our youth need to be involved in community-based monitoring programs in every community in Treaty 3. They need to be able to identify the freshwater features in their region or their territory. They need to understand the watersheds, how important it is, and what they need to do.